Hello, everyone. Today, I'm joined by our Managing Director, Sara Pittarello, who is going to talk to us about some new developments in UNICollaboration. So thank you for joining me today, Sara, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lorenza.
So, Sara, you're going to talk to us about some professional development offerings that the team at UNICollaboration has been working on and are now ready to talk about. So, Sara, tell us a bit about what's been going on behind the scenes at UNICollaboration and what's new.
Okay, so thank you very much indeed, because I think this is a great opportunity to launch our new offerings in terms of professional development. Actually, this is the result of a lot of reflection and analysis based on what our trainers felt was missing in the virtual exchange and coil field. And this is why we met over the summer here in Padova to try to bridge a gap which was perceived by our trainers. The reason for that, and I think this is an added value of UNICollaboration, is that our trainers are all people working directly in the field. So they have a direct feeling and perception of what is missing, what needs to be added. And to reply to your question, what we do feel is that the field has changed enormously and tremendously in the aftermath of COVID, especially. More and more people, at least in this side of the world, are trying to adopt and integrate virtual exchange, ideally integrate virtual exchange and COIL within their institutions. There are many more educators and administrators and technicians who are familiar with the concept behind virtual exchange, with this innovative pedagogy, even if it is not easy at all. But we felt there was a gap we needed to bridge.
Okay, so we've still got our introduction to virtual exchange and project designs, our basics. But tell us more about these specifics and these gaps that have been identified. Because from what you're saying, it sounds like the goal of mainstreaming virtual exchange as a pedagogy is really taking on. So now we're getting into the nitty-gritty and the more specifics, aren't we?
Yeah, indeed. So we see this trend of trying to integrate and to have a virtual exchange embedded within the educational offerings of an institution. But what we feel is missing is specific expertise and competence in specific topics, which see university staff struggle a bit to adapt a virtual exchange to their specific context. So again, as you said, we will continue to offer what we have always been offering. But in addition to that, we have been developing two new modular formats. And these are called masterclasses and modules. So I don't know if I may just say a few words about them.
Yeah, clarify what you mean by masterclass and modules and the timings and what that all entails. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try to be brief. So masterclasses are more intensive and interactive sessions. They last approximately 2.5 hours, and they are indeed conceived as advanced professional development units focused on specific topics so that the participants, and by participants I refer to educators, administrators, even the leadership and technicians, the goal is that they come out of these masterclasses with the knowledge, the expertise, the skills, the strategies they do need to implement and sustain virtual exchange. We have developed masterclasses on 18 different topics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you allow me, I can go through the topics first and then give you an idea of what the modules are.
Well, give us a little taste of what they are. Perhaps 18 might be a lot, but what are some of the most intriguing ones then? Tell us.
I'll give you just some taste of what they will look like. For example, we have developed a masterclass on how to plan the virtual exchange part within a BIP successfully. As you know, universities try to look for funds to implement virtual exchange, and blended intensive programs which is an action within the Erasmus Plus program, are an opportunity for institutions to have virtual exchange. But we have noticed that the virtual exchange part is left behind. And not carefully planned. So we try to support institutions to carefully plan virtual exchange in BIPs, to use virtual exchange as a tool to further digitalize joint programs or within European university alliances. Accreditation and assessment is another masterclass. We felt the micro-credentials field was and required deeper understanding. A critical approach to virtual exchange and coloniality in virtual exchange. Or challenge-based and dialogue-based virtual exchange are another two masterclasses we have developed. Artificial intelligence in virtual exchange. I have many more of those, but I will highly recommend that you wait up to the 29th of November when we will be launching officially the new offer through a webinar, a dedicated webinar.
Thank you, Sara. So, I mean, you've given us a taster, and there will be a webinar where all this can be explored, and there'll be a time for questions and more information. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close this one?
Yeah, I would briefly just describe what the modules are, because I mentioned two new forms and formats. The modules are a further development of the masterclasses. So the topics are the same as those developed for the masterclasses, but the modules are 4 hours interactive sessions where we go deeper and we give hands-on opportunity to work with peers on concrete projects. So I would also invite anybody interested in understanding a bit more to either contact us. Our training team is always quite active in replying to requests. And I think a good way to start with and to know a bit more about all this new development is by participating in the webinar on the 29th of November. It is planned in the afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m. Central European time. And we have carefully and purposely planned an intro followed by half an hour of Q&A so that people can ask whatever they feel they need to know. And another novelty and another aspect I would like to focus on is that we have conceived all of that in a way that is very, very flexible. So it is actually the institutions who can decide how to combine these modules and these master classes as building blocks of courses they want to develop. So they can either opt for one of them, or they can decide that they feel they miss some knowledge in some of these topics and combine them to form a full course. And this is, again, another added value of this kind of offer, which really proves UNICollaboration high flexibility in terms of professional development offering.
Thank you, Sara, for outlining the new aspects of what the UNICollaboration training team has been doing behind the scenes. And we really look forward to attending the webinar where we'll find out more. And I'm sure people will really appreciate the flexibility of how these courses, these masterclasses and modules can be bespoke and tailored to everyone's needs. So thank you for your time today, Sara.
Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to introduce it. Bye.